Today I'm going to be opening up my brand new Ridgid Oscillating Edge Belt Spindle Sander, and I'm really excited to open it up. If that sounds interesting to you, then call your friends, put in a frozen pizza, and put the sodas on ice, because it's going to be fun. My name is James, and you have found Homestyle Woodcrafts. All right, let's open this baby up. Here is the first look inside the box, and I'm going to pull everything out and lay it out on a table so you can see what comes with the sander. Let's go over everything that comes in the box. First of all, we've got the main sanding unit. It has a table insert. It has a work rest. Comes with an owner's manual, a couple of hex keys for fine-tuning the tool, some washers to work with the sanding drums, the spindle knob, 4 rubber feet, the throat plates, the sanding drums, the sanding sleeves, and the belt sanding mechanism. The body of the unit is plastic and the table is aluminum. Even though it's plastic, it does feel pretty sturdy and solid. There's onboard storage for the sanding drums and sleeves, for the throat plates, and under here there's the washers. There was not onboard storage for the hex keys that came with it. I just went ahead and attached them with electrical tape so I could keep track of them. One nice feature are these handles right here, one on each side, that allows you to have a firm grip on it when you need to move it. One interesting design feature about the base is it's designed to be mounted on a sawhorse if you want. Let me demonstrate. As you can see, it can fit on the 2x4s with the 2x4s laying flat or set up on their sides. The angle of the table can also be adjusted by loosening this knob and moving the table down. Right here, there are some positive stops for the table for ease of adjustment. The belt sanding assembly stores here in the back when it's not being used. Here's the desk port. It's 2.5 inches. One thing I didn't realize until I started putting it together is that there are 4 sanding drum sizes and 5 sanding sleeve sizes. So this smallest size does not have a sanding drum. In the owner's manual, there are specific instructions on how to mount the 1/2 inch sanding sleeve. So here's another nice feature. Each corner of the base has these set of holes. This one is so that you can secure it with a bolt to like a piece of wood like this one, and this hole is if you're using screws. So that's pretty nice. There are 3 knobs that you have to adjust on this tool. One is here on the work rest, and you tighten it by turning it right and loosen it by turning it left. This one's different. The knob here on the spindle, you tighten by turning left and loosen by turning right. The one on the belt sander, you tighten by turning right and loosen by turning left. Here is a close-up of the work rest in place. If you want to move it out of the way, just loosen the knob here and you can lift it up and rotate it out of the way, and then you can tighten this knob down again. As you can see, there's a little slot here and there's a metal tab here. You just rotate it here until it sets into place, and that way it's easy to know when it's in place and also that it's secure. When I set this all up, I found that I had to adjust the throat plate. The adjustment was to make sure that it was level with the table. And the way you adjust it is by inserting the little hex key that comes with it into these holes and adjusting these screws up and down until it is level. And you can see there's 6 of these that you adjust. And it wasn't hard to do. I just used this little piece of scrap and I ran it along here to make sure that a workpiece could move easily between the table and the table insert. And I also used a combination square to check for level. When you go to check level and adjust level of the table insert, make sure it's seated all the way down, and also realize that it's plastic and it's going to flex a little bit. Let me share with you a few of the specifications that I think you might be interested in. First of all, it weighs about 40 pounds. Now, with those handles, it's pretty manageable. It runs off 120 volts, and the motor is a 3/4 horsepower motor. The direction of rotation is clockwise. It oscillates 60 times per minute, meaning it moves up and down 60 times per minute. And the amount of travel when it does that is 3/4 of an inch. Now, the maximum no-load speed for the movement of the spindles is 1,725 RPMs. And for the belt, it's 1,350 RPMs. Comes with a variety of sleeves. It has 5 different sizes of sanding sleeves. And those are 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inches. Or there's only 4 drums. And the smallest size does not have a drum. The belt on the belt sanding mechanism is 4 inches by 24 inches. And I'm really excited about this because it's bigger than my belt sander. So it's got more sanding surface. That's great. So I wanted to take a minute to explain why I got this Ridgid sander. First of all, I did research, watched videos, read reviews, etc. And the Ridgid seems to be a very popular sander. The second thing is that it offers me a functionality I didn't have before. I didn't have anything like these spindle sanders that I could use to help finish my projects. The next thing is I like that it's a combination tool that has both the belt sanding feature and the spindle sanding feature all in one tool. I like the convenience and I like the space-saving nature of that. And then finally, I like that it's a standalone tool instead of a handheld tool. I feel like that will offer stability and a greater degree of control over my project as I'm doing sanding, and will help me achieve a better end finish for my project. And then, of course, overall, all of these reasons are I hope to level up the quality of my sanding on my projects. It is now time to give it a try. So I'm going to start with the belt sander. So you just install it by dropping the left side over the spindle. And this little tab has a slot it fits in down here, like that. And then you put this knob on that locks it down. And remember, you turn it left to tighten it down, and you turn it right to loosen it up. This knob adjusts the belt up and down. It's the tracking knob. So if the belt's too high, you can adjust this, or if it's too low, you can adjust this to get the belt where you want it. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm also going to drop the table and do it at an angle and see what that does. I'm going to put on my safety gear, protect my lungs and my eyes, my ears. Oh, and one thing, let me mention, this lever here is what tightens the belt down. So when you install the belt, you push it to the left, put it down, and then to tighten it up, push that lever down. Okay, so that worked really well. This is now so much smoother. Let's try dropping the table down to 45 degrees. See if we can put a bevel on this. Yep, that 80 grit belt made short order of that work. I have to say, I love this. This gives this work stop here gives me so much control and so much stability. It's just fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to put a spindle sander on. I'm going to move this, rotate this out of the way. This thing makes sawdust like you would not believe. Right now I don't have any dust collection on it. I'm going to reach back here and get the cable insert. Set that in. And then I'm going to put the 3/4 inch spindle on, put the washer on, and the size of washer I use, that's specified in the owner's manual. Then I will put the throw plate on, and you just fit the close one to it. And then tighten this down. Like so. Okay, I'm going to be doing 2 different pieces. I'll be doing this kind of scrap piece. I'm hoping you can see this, but there's some lines here. I'm going to try to sand those down. And then I'm going to do this interior hole right here. All right, let's take a look at it. Did a nice job of removing those lines that I showed you before. And it did a really nice job on the interior of this hole. And I tried to smooth out the edges a little bit. I'd probably have to work on that a little more. Well, if you like this kind of content, I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll click on that notification button so you'll know when new videos show up. And share this video with your friends. Now, let me tell you that I'm very pleased so far. My first impressions are very good. I am really excited to see how this can help me out on my projects, just based on what little I've done so far. It seems like a solid tool, and just excited. And by the way, check out this video up here. I really think you'll enjoy it. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.